So a while back, like year, 2 years ago, um, I was super into the granddaddy Barlows, and I still really like them. I'm just not quite as into them as I was. I've started carrying some other knives than like these really big Barlows. Um, but a while ago, like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I don't know how long ago it was, I got, kept seeing these pop up on eBay for like $25. Um, And what this is basically is this is a Chinese made Schrade Daddy Barlow. Now, I have this tin in front of me because it comes in this really decorative tin here that says tractor up on it. You got a picture of a tractor. I don't know what kind of tractor that is. There's no marking on it. It's not John Deere because it's not green. The tin's green and the knife's green, so that's interesting. But I don't know what kind of tractor that is. You tractor experts out there, maybe you'll let me know. But yeah, so I don't know what kind of tractor that is. But yeah, tin tractor up Schrade since 1904. Not this version of Schrade. This is the Taylor brand's Schrade that we're also familiar with. Just more like decorative stuff around the tin here. But this was made by Taylor Brands, and I have something to Taylor Brands right there. So Chinese made Schrade, basically. But there's a knife right here. Pretty cool looking knife, honestly. I really like the green bone handles or covers, whatever you want to call them, that are jigged kind of interestingly. The bone does have a crack in it there, so I guess I'll probably put some super glue in there to keep that from breaking off or chipping off or anything. But you can see it's a pretty significant crack, so that's unfortunate. Um, a clip blade here, a little bit weird shaped compared to most Daddy Barlow blade shapes, and with an edge there that has, again, a tractor on it. Looks like a different tractor than what's on the tin. That looks more in line with like a John Deere or something, just the shape of it. Now, again, I don't know anything about tractors other than, what I've seen at tractor shows that I've gone to with my girlfriend and her family, but I don't know anything about tractors. So I can't tell you, but it kind of looks a little bit more like a John Deere or something because it's more square. Um, but I don't know. And it just says tractor up. You can see there's Schrade, limited issue, and Mike Williams and Company Stract. I don't know what that means. No etch on this side. You can see it's got Schrade stamped. Schrade stamped into the bolster there. And you can see there's the tractor there again on the shield here, which I guess is brass. It has brass pins and brass liners and all that. Honestly, the fit and finish on this knife isn't that bad, except for that huge pin crack, which might not have happened during assembly of the knife. That may have happened since then. Obviously, this is an older knife. I'm not sure when they made these. I know it wasn't anytime super recent. The action's a little sad. It's a little light, and yeah, it's a little light. It's all right though. Like it's more than enough for a pocket knife like this. Um, but not what some of us have come to expect after years of buying stuff like Great Eastern Cutlery and more like um, quality pocket knives. That being said, not the worst knife I've ever gotten by far. It does have some side to side play. It actually has some pretty significant side to side play, but as I say every time that comes up in a video, that's pretty easy to fix. I can fix that pretty easily most of the time. Sometimes it's a little annoying. Sometimes, in order to fix it, you really mess up the action of the knife, which is not great. But it is what it is. And blade weight really bothers me, so I always try to fix it if I can. Um, but I mean, overall, I think I paid like $25 for this. So it's not a super expensive knife, obviously, with it being a Taylor Brands made Schrade. Um, Not a super expensive knife, $25. Just kind of cool to have around, honestly. Like, if you just let me get the tin out here. I mean, if you just have it in the tin here, The blade needs to be pretty significantly closed to fit in this tin, which is weird. I'm gonna end up cutting myself. Watch this. Not sure exactly how that fit in there. Oh, there we go. That fit. If you would just leave this in the tin like this, I'm not happy with how much the blade is in there. Okay. If you would just leave it in the tin like this and in like a case or something, I mean, it would look pretty cool. Pretty cool looking knife if you would just want to display it or something. That's not really what I'm about, but you know, if you wanted just a cool little knife to show in a case or something, just have it in there like this, you know, lid under it or whatever. And that looks really cool. This would be a good knife to try to sell at like a flea market or something because, you know, it's a pretty cool looking knife. And especially in the case displayed like this, I think it would look, you know, fairly decent just being a display knife. I don't know how well it would work as an actual pocket knife. I have to assume the steel is probably like 7CR, whatever, 7CR 13 or whatever. I've given up on the Chinese steels. I don't remember what they all are anymore. I know there's 8CR 13 MOV. I forget what the 7CR is. It doesn't really matter. It's some low end stainless steel, almost certainly. I'm not sure if it's discussed anywhere. Does this thing have a bottom in it that has like an owner's manual in it or anything? I don't think it does. Okay. No, it's got some sort of weird farmer's creed on the back of it, which is weird. Um, yeah. So, China, formerly American brands that have been sold to Chinese companies that are still pretending to be like super American is always weird to me. Because like that's the one thing I have to say about like you know some of the modern Chinese knife brands like Civivi and Wei come to mind. Like they're made in China. They're really high quality knives made in China, but like they've never done this weird thing where they're like pretending to be an all American company, even though their products are all assembled and built and made and produced. You know whatever other word you want to use there in China, and then shipped across the ocean and sold to us as like this American thing by this American company, but it's got this weird farmer's creed on it. I'm not going to read it because it's fairly long. Um, but yeah, just kind of weird. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't have a problem with Chinese knives. I buy quite a few Chinese knives because they're affordable. In a lot of cases, they're pretty well made for the price they are. Um, but these Chinese made Schrade knives are kind of not like I'd rather buy a Rough Rider at this point, I think, because I feel like it's a better made knife than these Chinese made charades. And a lot of us know that the Taylor Brands era of like charade and old timer and stuff is not a good one. Now, I think, from what I understand, the same company that owns like Remington now owns the charade name and the old timer name, and I guess probably the Uncle Henry name as well. So I don't know what kind of knives they're producing, but I just know that the Taylor Brands era is not great. But that being said, it's a fairly good looking knife with these green handles on here. That's what made me buy the knife. I really like the way the green handles look. They almost look like a field that's been like run over a bunch of times by some hoodlums on an ATV or something. You know, so cool looking bone handles. Not a super well made knife, but you know, I'm sure if you had one knife and this was it, I'm sure it would be fine. It's just not the quality that a lot of us have come to expect from, you know, better brands or the old trade. Why is it not closing now? What's up with that? Okay, that's interesting. Here we go. Okay. It may just need some mineral oil. It probably does. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I've talked about it for long enough, I feel. But this is the Schrade Tractor Up Daddy Barlow. And that's going to be it for this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a good day.